Hello and welcome to Butter's Winning in the Garage. Today we're going to tackle the topic of washing your bike. When you get home from a cyclo-cross race, you're cold, wet, muddy, all you want to do is go inside and get warmed up. The last thing you want to do is spend an hour in the garage getting everything clean. We're going to show you the fastest, most efficient and best way to clean your bike, get that sucker hanging on the wall so you can get in and hit the showers. Okay, so let's have a look at what you're going to need to wash your bike quickly and efficiently. Obviously you're going to need a Butter B1, B2 or a Butter Rat. Simple and concise set of tools for washing your bike. I like a little lamb's wool mitt, Tampico standard brush, Tampico Conical brush, simple scrubbing brush from the hardware store, that's for cassets and cogsets, some kind of degreaser, we like the WD-40 degreaser, it's real nice, some kind of detergent. This is a car care company called Adams that makes a really nice car shampoo. You need an apron so you don't get all dirty. In the wintertime you're going to need obviously a nice set of boots, a set of gloves so you don't get too cold. And one final thing we like is this Feedback Sports Sprint stand. This allows you to have both wheels off the bike and work on every part of the bike while it's in the stand. This is not, you don't absolutely need this, it's not entirely necessary, but it does speed up the process and makes your life a lot easier. Okay, let's get to this. 10 minutes, time me. First thing you want to do, obviously, get both wheels out of the bike, set those aside, get your B1 into the frame so your chain is nice and free and able to spin. First thing you want to do is go ahead and get degreaser on your chain. So just have the spray bottle of the WD-40 degreaser. Go ahead and you get some degreaser right there on the chain. Anywhere else it gets a little greasy, you can have like a spray of degreaser, maybe right around your chain rings. If you're washing your bike regularly, this is actually really quick and simple and doesn't take much time. The other thing you got to do is get a little bit of degreaser right on your the cogset, rear cassette of your bike. Best thing you can do for degreaser is just leave it for a minute so I can get to work. While the degreaser is doing its job, I usually go ahead, grab the hose and get my water products ready here. So get some detergent. You can go pretty heavy with the detergent. Spray nozzle in the bottle. And you want a really good lathery, foamy bucket of water here because it's the lather and the bubbles that do the work. So while we were doing that, obviously the degreaser was settling in here. Sometimes if my chain's a little bit dirty, I'll just go ahead and run it through my hands. So just go ahead and work in that degreaser a little bit more, work the chain back and forth and break up some of the junk. And, it looks like it's pretty much ready to go at this point. It doesn't take too long for that degreaser to soak in. So once that degreaser's done its work, you can give it a bit more time, a bit more of a minute if you think it needs more time to work. But if your drivetrain is pretty clean, go ahead and start spraying down. So obviously go ahead and spray down the bike, spray the degreaser. This is where you can use the B1 to just run the hose right on your chain and blow that degreaser, just blast it right off your chain there and your chain rings, rear derailleur. While you're at it, you can just go ahead and give the cassette a bit of a blast on your wheels. Got everything nice and wet and you're ready to go. So start with your lamb's wool mitt, and obviously, because of the wonders of gravity, you work top to bottom. So just get a good soapy mitt, work your way across the top of the bike, wipe everything down. If you have white bar tape, you can often just give it a good scrub just like this. Work your way around and down the bike. Best thing to do with the lamb's wool is just to run down all of the tubes. I don't know if you've noticed what I'm doing already, but I'm standing still and actually turning the bike on the sprint stand so I can stand still and move a lot more quickly. Make sure you keep that mitt all really well soaked up and lathered up. Give all the tubes a good hit. One thing that's nice about the sprint stand is you can pick up the frame and just rub underneath there, underneath the bottom bracket, and you work your way through the tools, and that's it for the mitt. Okay, the next step is the Tampico brush. Anywhere where there's mud and dirt that gets into the frame, like up underneath your cables, anywhere that you sort of need to start getting into little nooks and crannies. Obviously with the disc brake bike, you give your calipers a really good scrub, work your way down, actually start back at the top, get up underneath the saddle because that's always dirty, work your way down the bike, calipers, stays, cranks, give the pedals a little scrub, turn the bike around, same thing, start at the top, work your way down, give the chain rings a good scrub, right pedal a bit of a scrub, work on the derailleur. As you can see, I'm working back and forth from side to side here on the bike. So get in behind the derailleur here where it gets very, very muddy. Left crank and bottom bracket. If you need to, you can give the underside a bit of a scrub, and you can also work your way around the cranks and chain rings from the inside while you have the frame up like that. And that is it for the Tampico brush. So now you have the Tampico Conical brush, which is this is the last step, and you want to get that down anywhere where there's just a small gap you've got to get the brush into. Sometimes it's really good for getting up underneath your brake calipers. Spin the bike back around here so you can work that brake caliper. Just check anything else and make sure there's no other little places that you need to get that brush in. And that is pretty much it for the washing. So when you do this, you work top to bottom, go through your in my case, 3 tools, get the bike nice and clean. Next thing you do, spray the bike off. You just need a gentle fan spray. You don't want a hard spray. You definitely never want to hit with almost any kind of water spray. You never want to hit your bottom bracket directly. You just kind of keep the spray away from it. The cartridge bearings don't take kindly to too much water. So that bike is sprayed down and clean. So next step, we've already sprayed the degreaser off the cassette on the bike. This is where your handy dandy hardware store brush comes in. Get a little suds on it. Super quickly, just scrub it. So I'm not sure where the camera angle is here, but just scrub the cassette and it'll work its way backwards with you. So this will make your cassette look really, really nice and shiny. Pull out the standard Tampico brush again. Obviously run all the way around your wheels, including giving the tread a little bit of a scrub. Like that. Flip the wheel over. Give it a scrub all the way around again. Typically don't have to bump the spokes too much, but if it's really muddy, you can give the spokes a bit of a hit from both sides. Last step, especially after a really muddy cyclo-cross race, is to get your hubs. So the Tampico Conical brush goes in on the hubs. Give it a quarter turn so you can get all the way around the hub. Give the outside rotor a bit of a scrub with the Conical brush. That is one wheel done. Once again, gentle spray of water. You don't want to spray a hard spray of water directly on bearings or anything that could get contaminated. We're going to go easy on that. Back wheel's done. Switch to the front wheel. The front wheel obviously doesn't need the cogset brush, so just go straight into it. So washing the rim and the tyre all the way around on both sides. Give the hub a bit of a scrub. Just kind of work your way around the spokes if necessary. On this side, you can give the rotor, the hub spindle a bit of a hit with the Tampico brush. Switch to the Tampico Conical brush again. Once again, both sides of the hub. Spin it a quarter turn. Both sides of the hub. Close that wheel completely off. Whoa! Time check. That's done. So that took about 8 minutes. If your bike's obviously a bit dirtier during a cross race, it's going to take maybe a bit more time. It should always take under 10 minutes. You can get through that very, very quickly working through your series of brushes, but you always have to pay attention to making sure you get everything clean on the bike, pay attention to your derailleurs, get all your drivetrain nice and clean. Now when I'm finished with this, I don't typically put wheels on the bikes. The bikes just get hung up on hooks in the garage, and next time we're heading out to race, I pick the wheels I'm going to ride and throw them on the bike and get out of town. For more information about butter and what we do and our products, go to wearebutter.com, and we'll see you at the races.